कर्मितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नाम्ने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरतिसे नमः.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So we are in the Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter, the perfection of renunciation. In the name of renunciation, we sometimes make a mistake what to give up and what to take up. So, or sometimes we may think we should give up everything material. I think we were discussing in one occasion, okay, if marriage life is hell, why should we marry? Why don't we just take a renunciation of entanglement of married life? uh, or sometimes we may think or sometimes we may think that okay, um, renunciation is all about seeing something that we don't really need, and sometimes we don't know what is that we don't really need, to the extent that we may even want nothing. Nothing means atheistic mentality or impersonalistic mentality, where one thinks that I don't know, I don't need anything, or I accept anything that can come. I'm not at all having any ichha and dvesha. But perfection in renunciation, Lord Krishna is concluding. I mean, the verse that we are going to read and understand gives kind of a summary of what it means. So, yeah, someone like to read 34? Mm-hmm.
ब्रह्मभूतप्रसन्नात्मा न शोचति न काङ्क्षति समः सर्वेषु भूतेषु मद्भक्तिं लभते पराम्. One who is thus transcendently situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed toward every living entity. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me. The purport as well.
Maybe purport, first paragraph.
To the impersonalist, achieving the Brahmabhuta stage, becoming one with the Absolute, is the last word. But for the personalist or pure devotee, one has to go still further to become engaged in pure devotional service. This means that one who is engaged in pure devotional service to the Supreme Lord is already in a state of liberation called Brahmabhuta, oneness with the Absolute. Without being one with the Supreme, the Absolute, one cannot render service unto him. In the Absolute conception, there is no difference between the served and the servitor, yet the distinction is there in a higher spiritual sense.
Yeah, maybe someone else the next part. Thanks, Aditya.
In the in the material concept of life, when one works for sense gratification, there is misery. But in the absolute world, when one is engaged in pure devotional service, there is no misery. The devotee in Krishna consciousness has nothing for which to lament or desire. Since God is full, a living entity who is engaged in God's service in Krishna consciousness become also full in himself. He is just like a river cleansed of all dirty water, because a pure consciousness becomes also full in himself. He is just like a river and cleansed in all dirty water, because a pure devotee has no thought other than Krishna. He is naturally always joyful. He does not lament for any material loss or aspire for gain, because he is full in the desire of Lord. He has no desire for material enjoyment, because he knows that every living entity is a fragmental part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, and therefore eternally a servant. He does not see in the material world someone has higher and someone has lower. Higher and lower position are empirical. No, higher and lower position are
Ephemeral.
ephemeral, and a devotee has nothing to do with ephemeral appearances or disappearances. For him, stone and gold are equal value. This is the Brahmabhuta stage, and this stage is attained very easily by the pure devotee. In that stage of existence, the idea of becoming one with the Supreme Brahman and annihilating one's individuality becomes hellish. The idea of attaining the heavenly kingdom becomes phantasmagoria, and the saints are like serpents whose poisoned teeth are broken. As there is no fear of a serpent with broken teeth, there is no fear from the sense when they are automatically controlled. The world is miserable for the materially infected person, but for a devotee, the entire world is as good as Vaikuntha, or the spiritual sky. The highest personality in this material universe is no more significant than ant for a devotee. Such a stage can be achieved by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, who preached pure devotional service in this age. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. How many of you have already come across this verse a number of times?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Krishna is in the conclusion chapter, he is mentioning about that Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na sochati na kankshati Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu. Yeah. Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu is very important, and we can understand this from different levels, and depending on that different level we can understand different philosophies. Hmm. So Brahmabhuta means have three criterias. First one is he should be fully joyful. Hmm. Na sochati na kankshati. So is by not thinking, not desiring, can one attain happiness? This is what we will investigate, because what is that happiness that the Brahmavadis, impersonalists, what do they get? This is what we will cover. That's fully joyful. The second one is never laments or desires, hmm, and equally disposed to all, to every living entity. In that stage, these are the three things, and Brahma Bhuta, yeah, of course, impersonalist, they means becoming one with absolute. Very interesting. There is a Rudra Sampradaya, and in the Rudra Sampradaya, we can see the understanding of this Keshav Kashmiri Pandit. He mentions, let me see if I have opened it. Yeah. If everyone is very, very attentive, I think we can understand the key difference. Because sometimes one may think, doesn't matter which philosophy, what philosophy, everything is one. We believe, we accept everything. There is a slight difference. Sorry, did I say Keshav Kashmir? Sorry. Rudra Sampradaya Sridhar Swami commentary is mentioning that yes, the result of remaining steadfast in realization of Brahma or spiritual substratum pervading all existence is that serenity and tranquility uh, is the natural state of mind which is unperturbed by what may have been lost, as well as devoid of desires, over what is yet to be gained, for such an unwavering mind does not identify itself with physical body. Hmm? So here it is at that state where one is not hankering for satisfying the senses. But what does that also mean here? We can say is that hence exhibiting equipoise to all jivas or embodied beings due to the absence of distractions, huh, arising from obsession and aversion. Such a one attains supreme devotion to the Supreme Lord Krishna in the form of the Lord located as Paramatma in one's heart, in every being. So Jiva is able to realize the state of Paramatma level if we understand from the Rudra Vaishnava Sampradaya. The Rudra Vaishnava Sampradaya emphasizes that yes, Krishna is the Lord. Where is he located? He is located inside the core of your heart. And if you just are focusing on not getting distracted and attracted by all the mm, troublesome thoughts that might come, so then you are attaining that state which is serenity, which is tranquility, which is calm and peaceful state. But when we look into Sri Sampradaya, Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, Ramanujacharya's commentary is so nice, explaining what makes it different. Lord Krishna gives further characteristics of spiritually realized, spiritually qualified. What is The word Brahma Bhuta means comprehending the eternal nature of Atma or immortal soul, the infinite nature of its consciousness, and its essential relationship with the Supreme Lord. So, this essential relationship consists in realizing that one is dependent upon the Supreme Lord in every aspect of existence and to be grateful to Him for everything. That makes we are a bit active devotees. It is not that, oh, whatever may happen, let it happen. After all, Lord has a plan, and okay, we are just only pawns in the hands of the Lord. No, here it says that we understand this as the infinite nature of its consciousness and its essential relationship with the Supreme Lord. This is what is very important. We forget our relation, just like sometime we may see there's so many people come together, yeah, attend some event, and then they go. When there is no sense of relationship, you know how dry such a gathering is. When there is a sense of relationship, okay, he is that for me, she's so and so for me. I'm indebted. The relationship is built on appreciation and indebtedness. Hmm. So, and definitely towards the Lord. Here it says, the infinite relationship with the Supreme Lord. This essential relationship consists in realizing that one is dependent upon the Supreme Lord in every aspect of existence and to be grateful to Him for everything. So, a devotee is not only enjoying what one is bestowed upon, but he is also feeling very grateful for what he has. That makes a devotee becoming more sensitized towards his responsibility. Of course, yeah, Lord, yeah, I think, yeah, after all, He has created this. After all, He is maintainer. Why should I worry anyway? Huh? Yeah, don't worry, but also be very grateful for the Lord for giving all these things. The other day we were discussing, I think, oh, Germany is, I think it's so nice that we have some time for our own bhakti. We sometimes may think, oh, what else shall we do? We don't have interest in uh, clubs, discos. We don't have interest in all Prajalpa discussions, talking great about oneself and talking great about the politicians, or we don't have so much to discuss about the wars that are happening, which are really an exciting topic anyway, because then we are able to dig into history and yeah, take a side of it. Okay. No, I think when we are devotees, are we not really bored? Or what time do we, how much time do we have for anything anyway? So we should understand that time should be used in expressing our gratitude to the Lord, because after all, we have that much time because, yeah, we are given that much time and for which we are indebted and grateful. And how to express gratefulness is by engaging in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. Hmm. Sripad Ramanujacharya is saying the word prasanna means pure hearted, lucid, and clear internally, uncluttered by turbid and painful experiences. So prasanna means free from painful experiences. How come? How is it possible? How can one attain happiness when he has bitter experiences? Bitter experiences make things, oh, okay, no, I'm getting disturbed because after all, these experiences are not what I wanted. Now, one who has attained this stage, he understands, yeah, the reality of the world itself is bitter. No? So it's just like if you eat Karela, what is it called? Pita gourd, and expecting it is super sweet is not the fault of the vegetable. It is a fault of our own nature, expectation, something else coming out of what we are doing. So, but even if it is so, I mean, we also see people. Okay, when I was a kid, I don't know how many of you really, as kids, liked to eat bitter gourd. Oh my God. Uh, it's like bitter gourd is like that. But yeah, after some time we appreciate, wow, so it's so nice. Of course, I don't know still if people hate it. But when we know the value of it, when we know the, yeah, it also is a nice taste, and then one start appreciating a bitter gourd. So, prasanna state is that bitterness is a level of consciousness. We may think that, okay, it's bitter. No, and we start having a consequential thought or a reaction, consequential reaction to it. No. So, prasanna, the word prasanna means pure hearted, lucid. Pure hearted means when the heart is pure, then only we can really experience the real happiness. Pure hearted, lucid, and clear internally. Lucid and clear internally means simple. There is no duplicity. Lucid and clear internally means when we are clear internal, then what happens is out is also free. Just like if there is a pipeline and inside if it's clean, then the water flows freely. But if the pipe has a lot of thrash, or it has all the twists and turns and all these things, yeah, so some blockages here and there, it's not lucid. For example, anyway, so that is lucid and clear internally, uncluttered by turbid and painful experience. Uncluttered. Clutter means just yeah, if you throw all the clothes in a washing machine for washing, by end of washing, you know how they are. Yeah, though you may put all the clothes very much folded nicely, like you put in a cupboard, by the time out, it's gone. So what's happening is becomes quite cluttered, and and of course, turbid means not clear. Yeah. So lucid is clear. Turbid is mm, not transparent. Yeah, I mean, I think someone medical background, they know what is turbidity. So it's not clear, clean. It's not clean. Water is turbid means it's contaminated. So yeah, so that is what na sochati means does not grieve, na kankshati means does not crave. But the difference here is very important. Sripad Ramanujacharya mentions, since all the love that such an aspirant feels is totally and exclusively for uh, the Supreme Lord. So that it's not that okay, now we are free and we are neutral. No, we are not in the Shantaras where we says okay, yeah, let me. No, it's a passive. No, it's very active. By understanding all these signs of self-realization, one should come to the point that uh, does not since all the love that such an aspirant is totally and exclusively for the Supreme Lord. Okay, love is exclusive to the Lord. We should remember, if at all we want to be ever happy, if at all we want to give the gift of our love to someone, hmm, that should be to the Lord. And then it says, the only grief such an aspirant ever experiences is separation from Lord Krishna. Huh? The only grief, if at all, if Sochati, if he is thinking, if he is, I think maybe the word Sochna is also coming from here. If one really feels lamented, if you really want to think about, to be worried about something is the separation of Krishna. Yesterday, there was one of the offerings, one disciple of Sachinandan Maharaj was giving, or actually, not he, on his behalf, someone else was speaking because he has brain tumor, and the tumor has been removed by opening up the skull for 2 times. Yeah, very horrible. So he's mentioning the reality that it's a matter of time. Um, that he may leave the world anytime. And of course, still the offering was very touching. That such an, I mean, the point is the separation is something we can't just take it easy. In that context, anyway, Maharaj's theme was we are all alone. We are all alone. Though we have all this families, blood relations, blood relationships, we have friendly relationships, we have a spirit of together associations and all these things. Very important is Krishna and we. So all I don't know who was the other one. I think Mangala Mata. She was mentioning about the reality of the world that once mm, once we, oh no, I think the same Prabhu. Once we leave the world, it means all the relationship that we have are broken. Except still one relation has been there and will be there, and that relationship is with Krishna. So in that sense, we can never say, okay, I am alone. No, we can say I am alone with Krishna. Only thing is we are not realizing that. And if at all we have to be worried of something, it should be about that. Na sochati, na kankshati. Na sochati is nice. Brahmabhuta statements to not think. No, it doesn't mean that only. We should not think material things which are not worthy, but we should really think and be lamenting for what? Exclusively. Where is that? The only grief such an aspirant ever experiences is separation from Lord Krishna. How much are we feeling? So much that, oh Lord, I'm feeling very dry. I'm trying, my japa is not good. Definitely. What is my japa? Is it really japa? Japa, what about my tapa? Tapa, come on, horrible. Japa itself not good. Where is tapa? So my japa and tap are not appreciative, horrible. And with this, how can I attract you? Hmm? That should be my worry. Sometimes people will feel, oh, I feel Krishna very vividly in my heart. He is present. Yes. Yeah, like, okay. But what are we doing? If one is feeling so much Krishna in one's heart, then what should we do is have the symptoms of devotional life. It's not like, okay, he's locked up in my heart. No one can take him. He's my Krishna. All fine. These are Sahajiya Bhavas. Feeling, oh, come on, Krishna. Where else he will go? He can come and stay in my heart, and he, I can play with him freely. Yes, all these expressions come when we prove that we are really devotees. So Nasochati does not means does not grieve. Nakanshati means does not crave. These both are very important, but as a devotee, we should understand we should not grieve anything except a separation of Krishna. If we don't do that, we have to go in the cycle of birth and death again and again and again, and we have been doing that again and again. Uh, and then, and the only craving such an aspirant ever experiences is communion with Lord Krishna. You remember there is this very nice saying, never forget Krishna, always remember him. I always was thinking, what is the difference between never forget him is already, yeah, remembering Krishna, isn't it? Yeah, Pratik Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Never forget and always remember. Is there any difference?
Yes, Prabhuji. Um,
What's the difference? Hmm?
I think like what I understood from like always remember if first of all we understand ourselves to be the soul and identify ourselves as soul first of all, then yeah, always remembering the creator, Krishna. So the understanding is
But when you
that
always remember, is there a question of forgetting him?
no means it is a
But
kind of truth. Then if it is kind of truth, then we won't forget. Like it's not.
then
I
why are
think
we saying that?
means for me it is like I'm in delusion. Like what is truth or not. So if sometimes I think yeah I'm soul, but sometimes I think yeah this is body. So if that soul part is properly understood and accepted by me, then I won't forget or have that kind of dilemma. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's what I understand. And
Mm-hmm.
if that is true, then the other part, having eternal relationship with God and all this that comes along.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So not forgetting ourselves with the Lord. Okay, that's one thing. Thank you. Someone else? What do we understand with this? Many Madhav Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, don't know Prabhuji exactly what
Okay.
forgetting and remembering exactly how it is. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Someone else? Maybe Sugandha Mataji?
Yes,
I don't know.
when you say I remember Krishna, it's like I'm always with him um, while sleeping, while eating. So there is not a question of forgetting.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I feel.
Okay. Yeah. Anyone else?
True. By remembrance of Krishna is something that we actively do,
Mm-hmm.
um, or something that it's an activity that we do through various, uh, either by reading Krishna Katha or chanting the names or by service to other devotees in
Mm-hmm.
any manner.
Mm-hmm.
And forgetfulness is something that happens when we are disconnected from Krishna.
Okay. So Always remember him and never forget him. About the same. When we always remember him, is there any room for forgetting him? Because remembrance and forgiveness are opposites, right?
Yes.
Mhm. Anyone else? Yeah, thanks, Aditya.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. The literal meaning of remembering is whom we forget, then we can remember them. But if we don't even forget, then what to remember them? He is always with me. So there is no question of remember if we don't forget.
Okay. So you say remember itself doesn't exist if we wouldn't have forgotten.
If we haven't forgotten, then there is no question of remembering. So it's intrinsic when it is inside. Krishna is always with us, so there is nothing to forget.
Nothing to forget what?
Mm. If we don't forget, then what to remember, Prabhuji? That's what
Yeah,
the
but I'm asking you, then what we don't forget? When you say there is no question of remembering when we wouldn't have forgotten, but I'm asking what is that you haven't forgotten?
our real identity, Prabhuji, that we are the servant of Krishna. That's the main thing that should come. I mean, that should be always with us. If we
But
forget
then
our
we
real
would,
identity,
I think we are discussing at the moment is about remembering Krishna and forget him, not about our own self, isn't it?
yeah, yes, Prabhuji. Mm, something confusing and enlightened.
With the relationship, Prabhu, when you have a relationship with Krishna, then you're always able to remember.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else want to crack this? Huh? It looks like a very ca- paradoxic. Huh? If you are doing this, why are we? Is it tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya? Prashna means question. Pariprashna is also question.
Like
Hmm?
Prabhuji, in this
Then
material world, if we love someone very much and if we are always like staying with them, then there is no question of remembering them. If somehow we are far apart, separated, then only this remembrance will come. Otherwise, we are already staying with them. We are already engaged
what
in
is Smaranam?
Smaranam. Smaranam.
Hmm? Shravanam, Kirtanam,
Smaranam.
Smaranam. Smriti. What is Smriti?
Remembrance.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So Smaranam is a devotional service, isn't it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So are we saying, okay, because we forget, that's why we are remembering? Not just because it's not like an exam that we are giving, okay, if I don't remember, if I forget, I can't make it, so let me remember. Is that, or we want to always remember because so it's so nice? So it's not that, okay, we are remembering so that we will not forget it. Hmm. Isn't it? When we are remembering Krishna, it's not because, oh, I have forgotten, that's why I'm remembering you. No, I'm still remembering. I know this. Yeah. So I know this. I'm still remembering.
Mm.
Yeah. Now are we getting to understand the different or that these two words can exist, can coexist? Huh? Krishna is saying, I am the one giving the jnanam, remembrance, jnanam, knowledge. um, what is the verse? Vedascha sarvam ahameva vedyo, Vedantakrit vedaicha. What is the starting line? Smriti jnanam apohanam cha. Let me see. Um, 10, 15, 15, yeah. Yeah, Sarvasya Chaham Hridhi Sarnivishta. I am present in everyone's heart. I am seated in everyone's heart. And from me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. So, why is Krishna using these three words? Why can't he simply say, okay, Smritir when it comes? When Smritir is not coming, what happens is Apohanam, right? Hmm?
Yes, Prabhuji, correct.
So, Krishna is giving, so it's not like these are exact opposites. Hmm? So that's why we have a role of always remembering, and we also have a role of always not forgetting. Huh? Aditya Prabhu, getting it?
So they are simultaneous activity.
They both, yes, they both are needed. Both need to be done. Yeah, always remember Krishna. I mean, of course, we don't forget about it, but still we remember Krishna. It's not that, oh, I forgot, now let me remember. And Part Prabhu, what we are doing is, it's not that we are remembering our relationship of, when we are hearing to the pastime of Krishna, we are remembering also the pastimes of Krishna, not about the broken relationship only.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, correct.
Hmm.
So there should be always something like
Remembrance.
multitask happens in our mind. That
Yes.
whatever we do, one task is always should be remembering Krishna, and
Yeah.
the other task we are doing our material job.
Yeah. And again, when we are always remembering Krishna, why there is a need of mentioning again, never forget him. See, when we are always remembering the Lord's pastimes and Lord's greatness and his character, what do you call, role as the Supreme Lord or as a devotee's saving grace. So many things we can remember, right? Right?
Yes,
And I
Prabhu.
think Aditya Prabhu was mentioning when we are doing active services, yeah, when we are doing active services, we should always remember that we are doing it for whom? To the Lord. Huh? We are not forgetting that. We are not forgetting to whom are we doing. Sometimes we may do so services that we are doing with a sense of, okay, yeah, I have to do as a duty. No, duty, you may not have to remember. You may not have to remember exactly why you are doing it. Yeah? Duty is a matter of mechanical activities or tasks that do one, two, three, four, and then that's done. Above that is where we have remembrance. Yes, I'm doing this so that by this I want to offer this to the Lord. By this I am. So you are doing with smriti, remembering of why you are doing it and for what real purpose. Duty is also, yeah, ultimately, just like have you done in mathematics, we came across what you call this formulas. There is derivations, huh? And their conclusions. Yeah, yeah. One may enjoy to go through really how it came up. This thing, the puzzle. How is the puzzle solved? And some at a high level, if you don't know how it is, still the formula will work, right? Yeah. And of course, coming back to Krishna consciousness, yeah, I think that's the main thing. So when we're saying always remember Krishna is something very important, that we are always absorbed, occupied ourselves with remembering Krishna, about his pastimes, his qualities, and appearance. Janma karma cha me divyam yevam yaveti tatvatah. Tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti, so Arjuna. Yes. Not only that, it means it's our duty, hmm, to remember Krishna always. Of course, because the free will is there, we maybe feel okay. It's a free will means either I want to do it or no. There comes, that's why we say always remember Krishna. A Krishna conscious devotee, or devotee in ISKCON or anyone, he is supposed to have that always remember Krishna. It's not like, okay, sometimes or most of the time, let me remember Krishna, other time anyway, I don't need to or I can't, and all. No, always remember Krishna. But then never forget him is very important. I Aditya Prabhu told half of the story, which is of actively engaging in services of the Lord, and never forgetting comes. Parth Prabhu, you just brought up one possibility, but actually never forget him is that always remember that everything whatever happens in our life, yeah, it's by the mercy of the Lord Krishna. Isn't it?
That's correct, Prabhuji. So in every event, if we consider that, okay, this is the will, Krishna's will, then
Yeah, never forget him is, it's not like never neglect him. When we talk about never neglecting, or neglecting comes, then we are talking about relationship. Yeah, that's fine. As I said, what you were telling is one aspect of it, but it's more than that, right? So never forget him is that when we are so much indebted, what will happen? We'll never forget it,
yes,
isn't it?
yes,
Hmm? I think Sugandha Mata you were mentioning, right? Yeah. Remembering is one thing, is an active process of so that we are practicing devotional service. And the Lord is reciprocative. He is also giving us, and we should never forget that. Hmm? Parth Prabhu, clear?
yes, Prabhuji. Yes. Thank you for
Pratik
this.
Prabhu, I'm asking intellectual heads. Any Madhav Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Do we see any redundancy here? Why Prabhupada is mentioning like that? So we always should know that we are so much indebted to the Lord, because He has been bestowing. No, no, no. I think if He has given everything, why my life is like that? No, our life is like this still because of Him only, right?
Prabhuji, yes, definitely. Our life after life, we are in definitely indebted to the Lord. And why our life is like that one means He has given a freedom to act, but we are doing with that freedom some nonsense things or something, feeling that we are the owners of all the things. So that creates this so much of problem.
Yeah.
Otherwise, when you, yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why we are remembering Him. When we say, I remember you, for example, I am telling, oh, I remember Prabhupada. What does that mean? Not only that, okay, what he has said, but I remember Prabhupada immediately means that I follow what he want me to do.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Remembering is an active process through which we follow what Krishna is saying, what Prabhupada is saying, what gurus are saying is that's what is remembering a person means. I remember your instructions. Hmm. And never forgetting is, yeah, always feeling indebted. Oh, uh, forgetting is the worst thing one can do for his own growth. If one is bestowed blessings, or yeah, there is one. Have anyone heard in the third canto it comes Pata Pradashaka Guru. Hmm? No, no. Yeah, in the third canto it comes. Patha Pradarshaka Guru. Pradarshaka means showing, Patha means path. The one who has shown path, and Prabhupada writes in that purport, he is sometimes Shiksha Guru. uh, a Shiksha Guru is one who is showing the way, and one by remembering such a personality. And then Prabhupada further elaborates saying that such a Shiksha Guru generally can become a Diksha Guru. In the case of Suniti, mm, in the case of Suniti, what did she tell when Dhruv Maharaj had a very um, unexpected bitter experience? mm, what did she say? Hey, na sochati. Nakangshati. Hey, she didn't tell him, hey, don't worry. After all, I mean, of course, she was feeling, I myself, I am not entertained my own enjoyment. What about you? No, what she did is, okay, if you really have a desire, then she told what she should, what Dhruv Maharaj should do, isn't it? Parth Prabhu? All of
Prabhupada,
us, are we active?
is it Pathapadasha Guru or is it Chaitya Guru who is always residing in
No. No, Patha Pradharshaka Suniti, his mother has explicitly told.
Okay, yes. Yes, mother has encouraged him to do this.
Hmm.
Um,
And then, and we can see what happened. Is everyone active? Just want to check this.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I'm happy when who is that? Chitramali Mataji is conducting this kids Bhagavatam. If there is one question, 10 people say respond actively. 10 kids are more active, I feel, than sometimes we. Uh, but anyway, so um, yeah, Pata Pradarshaka Guru, in that context, Prabhupada explains that Suniti, of course, being a woman, she could not become a Diksha Guru. Of course, he didn't directly say, but what the role she played is very important as a Shiksha Guru. She taught him what he has to do. And why I'm telling this, it's not to mention the greatness of Shiksha Guru. In that same purport, Prabhupada mentions there is no difference between Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru. This is one more thing that I'll check in which purport or which. And Prabhupada mentions, why I'm bringing this is Dhruva Maharaj, after he has done Ghor Tapasya, yeah, and then he pleased the Lord. And when the Lord came, he blessed him. And you know what happens? There is a conclusion. After you enjoy everything in this Bhumandal, then you go to Dhruvaloka, you come to me. And when the plane came, what did Dhruv Maharaj do? Do you remember? Anyone?
He checked, Prabhuji, I think he asked the Vishnu Dutas that where is my mother or something.
Yeah. He never forgot. Yeah. He didn't think, oh, okay, so nice. The point is that should not be a question of forgetting. Yeah. And then Krishna is giving everything. How can we forget him? Always indebted, always remembering for everything what we are getting. We should never forget Krishna. Why? Because he and we, as Sachinandan Maharaj was highlighting during his Vyasa Puja time, is alone with Krishna. I think, I mean, I didn't attend that seminars that happened in Vrindavan. I think it happened last year or before years. Alone with Krishna, with His Grace Burijana Prabhu and Sachinandan Maharaj. Alone with Krishna is something very, very important that we should understand. Alone with Krishna means it involves what? Never forget him. Always remember him. Never forget him. Always remember, of course, all his greatness, all his qualities, all his leelas, So that's why it's an active practice of executing, engaging ourselves in service. Never forget him. Yeah, the moment we forget him, the moment we don't remember him, what are we doing? We are engaged, as I think Park Prabhu was mentioning. Yeah, we are caught up in the material activities. So the foolproof, uh, not half foolproof. Half foolproof means remembering Krishna is okay, as someone said, reading Bhagavatam or reading Krishna, or that keeps us. But there's also sense of forgetting what he did. The more and more we remember about what he has done in our life, reciprocation that we received from, that makes us remember him more and more. So one, who are that supplementary? It's not supplementary only, it's complementing each other. So the more we remember hmm, how the Lord reciprocates with his devotees, the more we appreciate how much have we gone forgotten him, or how broken our relationship. And that's why, I mean, going back, if I have that page here open, yeah. Sripad Ramanujacharya is giving us a clear-cut understanding. What is that? Since all the love that such an aspirant feels is totally and exclusive for the Lord, then now comes the only grief such an aspirant ever experiences is separation from Lord Krishna, and only craving such an aspirant. Huh? So one is, um, we should always be uh, remembering is not forgetting is actually coming into this mm, area. What is that? We should always feel that grief such a devotee experiences is separation from Lord Krishna. When we know that, oh, separating from Lord is a mess, that that sense of sadness we should always have, and that's what is covering. Never forget him to protect that. So we should have this lamentation. We should have this. This is kind of guarding us against falling down further. Huh? Isn't it? Madhu Prabhu? Or Navina Mataji or Sagar Prabhu? Hmm? Yeah, isn't it? I don't know if you're there. I just tried my luck to hear from you. Yeah, so we should always be very, very sad. The things that can separate us, break our relationship with Krishna. Hmm. Otherwise, we think we are like Vairagis. Yeah, yeah. Okay, Lord will anyway show me if He really want me to. Have you come across these philosophies? Hmm.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. And there is no sense of pain, right? When there is no sense of pain, when we don't work hard, what is the use? At least when we think, oh, I'm falling down, no, I should not fall down, then I'll really work out, or I should really work out. That should be the spirit. Rather, hey, okay, even if I fall down, that's okay. Come on. You're not this life, next life. Whenever Krishna will show his mercy, after all, is we bring out from scriptures that how the Lord protects for people even who are so lazy and busy, right? Okay, even if I'm lazy, I do also have a chance. So, Sochati, so such a devotee should. The Sochati means does not grieve. The Kankshati means does not crave. This is fine. The only grief such an aspirant should have is that he should be careful not have separation from Krishna. That should be our goal. If we want to be active devotees, not passive devotees, this is the difference. And then the only craving such an aspirant ever experiences is communion with Lord Krishna. It's not like, okay, um, Path Prabhu, we were telling about remembering Krishna, right? The craving is, how can we satisfy that craving? Huh? Nakangshati, if at all, should we have no desire at all? After all, yogis are telling the more desires you have, the more you are stuck. You should not have any kanksha, akanksha, right? Hmm?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Yeah, we see so many kids' names as have named akanksha. We are free from kanksha, free from desires.
No, Akanksha also means
Yeah, that's also
desire.
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 Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Having no desire is also desire only, right?
Desire.
Or they say greater desires or pure desires.
Mm.
Hmm? What is that one should have? It's not like, oh, no desires because it's impossible. But we should have right desire. And what is that? The best right desire a devotee carries is communion with the Lord, association of the Lord. Yeah.
Yes,
It's not
Prabhuji.
just joining Brahma Jyoti and yeah, of course, Brahma Jyoti is also Lord. Let me go and communion to merge into the Lord. No, that is still not perfect. Or just realizing in the heart as Paramatma, that's also, it is said, Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavaneti Shabdyati. Hmm. The Lord has three levels of realization one can achieve to is Bhagavan. So always one should have a craving to have a communion with Lord Krishna. Okay. Further questions about always remember, never forget Krishna? Hmm? Clear? Or am I just giving some um, intellectually, um, like these are these pundits, right? They really need a puzzle to solve, and they can solve it with all ecstasy and all complexity. And no, this is very simple. The only thing we need to understand is remembrance is one thing, forgetfulness is also another thing.
So,
Hmm?
Yes,
Prabhu, uh, this communion, when we say only craving is communion with Krishna, that translates to engaging in pure devotional service.
Yes,
And what does pure devotional service mean? Is it chanting the names of the Lord? Is it trying to propagate Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement? Is it following
everything.
instructions? All of the above.
Everything,
Okay.
yeah, everything that is what Lord asks to do. Yeah. Lord is saying Shravanam Kirtanam Prahlad Maharaj is telling, right? Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Archanam Vandanam Dasam Sakyam Atmanivedanam. Uh, this Navalakshana. These are 9 kinds of devotees, limbs of devotees, devotion. You can do it. But then the question is coming, where is preaching coming? Is there a preaching here? Can anyone say, is there a preaching? Benimada Prabhu, this is question for you. Where is preaching in this 9?
Kirtanam, congregational chanting of holy names.
Okay. What else? Preaching? Is it chanting the holy name? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Where is preaching, Aditya Prabhu?
Is it Smaranam? When you talk about Krishna, you're remembering Krishna.
But Shravanam is remembering, right?
Yeah, but when you talk about Krishna, you also remembering.
So
I
where does it
guess
go?
that's
It comes under Kirtanam.
Kirtan.
Kirtanam is not just only doing, taking the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, applying some nice tune on a harmonium, and then you do it. No, the Kirtanam is Kirti, to sing the glories of the Lord.
Mhm. Yeah.
Hmm? Any other Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hmm. So preaching, yeah, preaching is definitely there. And that's what all acharyas have done. They have done the preaching. It's not like, okay, something only ISKCON is creating this, or only because of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu this preaching has come. Yeah, there's so many commentaries and so many literature available by all the acharyas. The role of acharya is what? Huh? To preach, right? Become the messengers of the Lord through the various instructions. So preaching is an active part. That's not something newly invented, but it's been there. So preaching is one. And then preaching again, if someone is doing a nice DT seva, is that not preaching?
Yeah, that is also preaching, Prabhuji, so that when devotees come and see, they can stay and think of Krishna. So, in sense, you are giving Krishna to them a thought that
Mm-hmm. What about Vandanam then? When you're offering your prayers, is that not preaching?
yes, like 9 limbs of devotional. If you really go into deep, that every limb of the devotion is a preaching.
Yeah. Though one may not speak and ask you to do, but one is doing, and by seeing him, you are doing. That's a preaching also. We don't really have to. For example, if someone is making a very nice prashadam, that inspires us to also prepare nice prashadam, right? Or offering to the Lord.
Yes,
Is
Prabhuji.
that not preaching? Hmm? So coming back, we can see that everything, whatever is that Lord engaging oneself in the service of the Lord is all um, serving Him. Yeah, Aditya Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
In
Understood.
that sense, we can see that okay, everything what Lord is, what we are supposed to do is serve the Lord, and there are so many varieties, options. A good singer can sing the glories of the Lord. Of course, for that one need not have a very sophisticated instrument. What is it? Ektar? Ek, is it Ektar? Like sitar, yeah, Ektar. Yeah, Surdas. He just made one Ektar and he started singing. Hmm. Okay. Anyway, so coming back to our main thing is, if Sochati, if we have to really lament, we should lament for separation from Krishna. And what should we really long for? For connecting, to be in connection with the Lord as much as possible. So always remember Krishna and never forget him. Huh? Because forgetting will lead us separation. The moment we start forgetting him, the forgetting what he has done, yeah, we get separated. Going further from the purport from what Sripad Ramanujacharya is saying is that since all the love that such an aspirant feels is totally and exclusively for the Lord, hmm, this is the secret. So we are not keen on self satisfaction, self happiness, because whatever when we start thinking selfish happiness, that binds, but a person is not that. Sama means equanimity, and as such looks at all jivas, embodied beings equally, knowing that Atma resides equally in all. It also can manifest as an attitude of indifference to anything not related directly to the Supreme Lord. Then here we are talking, if something is not related to the Lord, no? So we are not, uh, mm, okay. how to say this? Equanimity is not that, oh, if someone is a thief, I also will treat him equally. If someone is a servant of government, is also treated equally. Equanimity means, sama means, for who are dealing similarly, a similar treatment is given, and for who are not dealing similarly, are given a different treatment. That is what is equanimity. One may say this is partiality. No, it's not partiality. It is the right treatment. So Ramanujacharya is saying is it also can manifest as an attitude of indifference, hmm, to anything not related directly to the Supreme Lord, avoiding mundane action and shunning world attachment. So, coming back to our Prabhupada purport, yeah. So here we can see um, this attitude of pure devotee towards others uh, is idea of becoming one with the Supreme Brahman and annihilating one's individuality is hellish. This is what one thing is mentioned. One should not be running behind ephemeral things. Ephemeral is, like, um, these are light worms in the night which glow only for a moment, uh, and then disappear, and again after some time, yeah, like that. So ephemeral happiness is like short living happiness. One is not running behind that. Equally disposed to every living entity, does not he does not see someone as higher or lower. uh, Higher or lower positions are these temporary. Some We are now going through the teachings of Jada Bharat. He told to Rahugana, the king, that, hey, for now you are my master. Who knows in next life or moment later who is, maybe I become your master. So these are temporary. In that regard, stone and gold are equal for such a person. He thinks, yeah, what is this? Yes, of course, we may think, no, come on, with gold I can buy so much. He thinks, what is the use of buying so much material? Everything is still matter. With gold, are we able to buy love? Huh?
No, Prabhuji.
One is giving so many gold ornaments to in the marriage. Are we buying love? Oh, the day one itself, we get all the love. Oh. So in the end, one who is Brahma Bhuta state, he understands, hey, all this is matter. Hmm? And then he understands that identifying with Brahman and inheriting one's individuality is hellish. Idea of attaining heavenly kingdom, okay, this is better. Phantasmagoria means, a blurry vision of something which we aspire for, like Trishanku Swarga. Someone wanted to go to Swarga, and then, who is that? Trishanku. Anyone knows this story? Hmm? No? Anyway, if you read or come across the fight between Vashishta and Vishwamitra Muni, and then anyway, uh, Vishwamitra Muni, he acquired so much Brahma Tejas, and he said, okay, Trishanku, don't worry, I will send you to heaven. Come on. And then he started using all his tapobal, but after he reached the Indraloka, Trishanku was kicked out. Hey, you can't simply come. Show me your visa. What is the visa? No, you don't have visa, and then kicked him out. When he was falling, then Vishwamitra Muni, he created a Trishanka Swarga. Uh, Someone called this as Bir, Bir Swarga. What is that word? Bilva. No, not Bilva. Bill Swarga, I think. This is a word. I mean, anyway, so Vishwamitra Muni created another Swarga, and he said, "Oh, don't worry. Whatever facilities you want, you'll get it. Only thing is, you'll be upside down. Hmm. Trishang Swarga is upside down anyway." So here, going to heavenly kingdom is phantasmagoria, means not reality. It is something made up and may not last longer. And uh, in this connection, a devotee who has attained this stage, he understands that merging is not the best thing. It's like hell. Going to heavenly kingdom is not great, and having senses are like senses which are broken, teeth of a serpent. Means he thinks the purpose of senses is not to enjoy, so it's not useful. Hey, I have a tongue, but I don't want to enjoy the matter. I have eyes, but I don't want to see, which is not needed. I don't want to hear something that I should not hear. All these things, a stage of is not affected by that. It's all the senses are working, but are not at all communicating all these external disturbances to such a stable uh, person. न सोचति न कांक्षति समा सर्वेषु भूतेषु. He is having equality to everyone. And the highest personality in this material universe is no more than an ant. For a devotee, the entire world is as good as Vaikuntha or spiritual sky. In that way, because one is immune to the effects of the metal energy, yeah, because he has the state of mind, which is Brahma Bhuta, which is self-realization. Even in the world that we are living, if one comes to the state of self-realization, then he is as good as for him to, because he is living in Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha is in spiritual world. Where is Vaikuntha? In Germany? Yeah, that is a state. Like we hear that Vrindavan, yeah, there is in Goloka, there is Vrindavan, and also in Bhumi, there is also Bhaume Vrindavan. So, and also Vrindavan is also a state of consciousness that yes, when we are always remembering Krishna, then we are also living in Vrindavan. That's what it means. So, a devotee. And how can one attain that is concluded in the last line by saying, by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, who preached pure devotional service. Uh, so that's how one can attain devotional service. And one attains devotional service is by not being neutral, but by being active. And again, in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, also it is said one should not be practicing yoga very passively, but should, with great intensity or with intense focus, should practice uh, pranayama, for example, or dhyana, or these things needs intense focus, concentration. So also in our bhakti, we can't just let it loose, thinking, okay, whatever, fine, fine. No, we should always remember Krishna, and we should never forget him. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Well, I had a lot of questions before joining, but I think through the talk, I think you answered most of them. So thank you.
Thank
Just
you.
one point I wanted to clarify, if I could. You mentioned something about bitterness.
Mhm.
It's a level of consciousness or something like that. I didn't really understand.
Mhm. I don't know if I said bitterness is level of consciousness.
Yeah,
I
not
said
level.
that experience. I said
Ex-
that, yeah. So basically, bitterness is something we may get disturbed, but as and when there is also people who relish bitter gourd. Yeah, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, my
Maybe,
dad, my dad loves bitter.
yeah, definitely. And yeah, and definitely we understand. Of course, in both the cases is attachment, but the purpose of using the example is not about attachment or detachment. The purpose of using the example is saying that whatever we think is not good, yeah, bitter is something we want to reject, right? But why there are people who are attracting? Why are they not rejecting? Hmm?
They develop a
So
taste.
they develop the taste. Yeah, devotion. People who want devotion. No one want it, right? Because we
Mm.
have been, hmm, experiencing a different taste from not being with Krishna. By forgetting with Krishna, we have a greater taste. This is our understanding.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Mm. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Then, yeah, thank you very much for joining. And next verse would be what to do when we understand devotion is the key. That's what we covered next week. I'm sorry, I mean, we are going very slow, but I think, yeah, to attain this, the best of this last chapter, the conclusion, the perfection of renunciation, I think we should have a better clarity. That's why, yeah, and from the other acharyas in the four sampradayas, when we pick up the most important to help ourselves understand this, we may not feel like, okay, we are all alone. I think maybe we are reading only ISKCON version, we are reading only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, maybe something else is there. I'm trying to kind of bring a context for us how we appreciate the commentaries and strengthen our devotion. That's what I'm trying to do here. Okay. पंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यो च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. जय गौर प्रेमानंदी. हरे कृष्ण.